So we're starting off this one episode being on our journey mode character. So if you missed the last episode, catch you up. We, on the hardcore character, are now at the point where I'm feeling pretty confident in our ability to do the Lunatic Cultist. So I jumped over to this character, killed the Lunatic Cultist, and you know what? I was right. I think it's going to be actually quite easy to defeat that boss. What am I getting hit by? Not sure. Something is shooting at me that was doing a bunch of damage. So because I'm feeling quite confident in the Lunatic Cultist, I feel like that's our next step. But that also means that we go straight into the end game. Once you kill the Lunatic Cultist, these pillars spawn. And this is going to be the worst part of our experience here. Now, the good news is that we can kind of cheese it a little bit. So the way that you do that is, as you saw, like I had the pillar health bar on the bottom there. But when one of these things dies, it does in fact just go back this way, right? Like the thing does reduce the life on the pillar simply by, killing one of them, just, regardless of where we're at. The problem is that these are so difficult that it's likely I'm gonna die. Like, look how much damage. I've switched from the mage. I should say that. Switched from the mage, and now I'm working on melee build for this, because I feel like at the end of the day, that's gonna be the one that keeps us alive the most. These enemies do a lot of stupid amount of damage, and it's really not worth it. So if I'm running the mage, yeah, I can kill things a bit faster, but I'm gonna die because it's really squishy. I have like half the amount of defense. So yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm not quite sure what is hitting us there. You see? What is hitting me? I have no idea. Was it like a dot of some sort? I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that, so that way we know what's actually going on there. So let's bring more of these guys back. I don't know. I don't think it was a dot of any description. I'm trying to think like, I took the damage there. I'm not sure where that raven came from, honestly. But if I'm just standing here, I was taking damage before. Does that have to do with this dog? I don't see any debuffs. And I don't see any projectiles coming from it. That's the weird thing. Like, what the heck is going on? Why am I taking that damage? Okay, that's really kind of bad. That is a very bad sign for our future. We don't want anything to do with that. So you know what? I guess the easiest way to avoid it is just keep moving. Just keep swimming, right? That's all we're gonna do here. Because these dogs are very evil. So ideally, I would oh yeah, they make you go darkness there. Ideally, I'm going to defeat one of these pillars just to get it out of our way on this character. Then I'm gonna make a Moonlord quote unquote arena. It's really just gonna be a platform. You see, like, what the heck was doing that damage? I'm not sure. It's nothing above us, is it? It can't be. I don't know. I have no idea. I might actually look that up just so I don't die to it. You see, like, I'm halfway through this pillar though, so we're gonna cut a bit of this. But yeah, I'm gonna make a small arena. And with that small arena, we're going to try our damnedest to kill the Moonlord when it eventually spawns and kind of see what we can do with that. Now, the vampire knives are completely useless against him. I can't heal myself off of it. So that's not something that I should even consider. The vampire knives are not going to be on our bar for that. But we are going to have the daybreak, which is this. And this is going to be the majority of our damage. And I think that from what I've done, the daybreak is going to be the thing that kills the Moonlord for us the first try. I have a bunch of other builds I could do. Before I threw around the concept of using a ranger build for the Moonlord because it's quite strong. The mage is also pretty strong with that, but it's not the best. So yeah, we're gonna do melee. And I think with that, we're just gonna use the daybreak and kill the Moonlord that way. I'm gonna jump cut this because this is just kind of the same thing over and over. Bro, I see the orbs now. When I'm out of the biome, it doesn't show it. They don't spawn. That's really bad. That's good to know, but that is really bad. In fact, actually, just kind of doing the loop-de-loop that I'm doing here seems to be working pretty well. So I don't think I really need to worry about it, but it is indeed the dogs doing that. So that's something I got to be aware of. In a weird way, I feel like I'm taking less damage by actually being in the biome, doing my little loops here, because I'm able to see the projectiles from the little dog things. It is kind of a weird difference, but I am noticing it. So that's something I thought I would mention, that this feels pretty easy. This pillar does. And you know what, honestly, if we kill this pillar and that's it, you know, right off the bat, we can do this one really easy. Then maybe we make an item from it and make the rest of the pillars easier. I mean, you saw in the previous episode, I went to the solar pillar and just like got one shot. It was so bad. So not the best, not the most ideal setup for that one. But that's the one that we need to do so badly because it gives us the weapons that we need. So it's kind of like a catch-22. But if I can get, you know, if I can get this set up in a way where I'm actually able to just do the, you know, do the easiest one, get a weapon from it that's going to make the next one easier, then, you know, we could potentially do it that way. But it does mean changing up builds, which is not necessarily a problem because we have basically everything we need for all the builds minus the summoner one. Mentioned that in the previous episode too. The Stardust Dragon is cool, but I just don't think that it's that great, right? The best summon in the game is no doubt the Terror Prism, but we're not getting the Terror Prism because we're not doing the no-hit Empress of Light. It takes a lot of practice and quite a few tries, but getting it is kind of a pain in the booty because of that. So, especially on a hardcore character, like you're guaranteeing that you're gonna die in one hit. That's not a good setup. All right, so you see the thing here is now cleansed. So this is definitely our inventory's full. It's definitely a test of like, okay, well, how is this actually gonna work? How many nebula fragments do we get from this? Like that's a big question to have answered. How quickly are we gonna die afterwards because of all these enemies we still gotta take care of? I mean, I hate those guys. All right, then we got these guys left. These guys are not so bad, honestly. They die pretty quick. In fact, they would die a little faster if I was using the hatchet. Okay, so nebula fragment wise, oh my goodness, get off my booty. See, now I see the projectile. 50. So I don't quite remember what we get from the nebula fragments other than that one mage weapon, which is really good. It might help with this. So look, honestly, we know that the nebula one is so far the easiest for us. So like, how do we turn that into weapons and whatnot? We're gonna have to find out. Also, are we even able to? Because we have to talk to the guide, right? Crafting. What do we need for this stuff? Oh yeah, we can make the really good healing potions. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We can make, we can't make the armor because it requires a Luminite. Luminite is what you get from the Moonlord. But I can make, oh, that's right, you need the Manipulator. Crap, the Manipulator is what comes from the Moonlord, isn't it? Ah, we can't even make these weapons. So like that whole concept, that whole plan is not even gonna come to fruition. So like at this point, we spend the fragments on healing potions. Like that's just straight up what we would do. Well then, that sucks. Let me double check that is the case. No, I was indeed wrong with that. It comes from the Lunatic Cultist, which is not in our inventory because everything was full. So that makes more sense. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of all this crap so I don't have to worry about that happening again. Okay, well that's good to know that it's a Lunatic Cultist issue. That once we get that. So where is the Ancient Manipulator? I don't even have one down in this base. That's embarrassing. Well, I guess I'll have to throw one down. But hey, you know what? Good to know. Very good to know. So we're gonna pop one of these down. For goodness, I'm gonna have to do that anyway. So let's see here. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. So now with that, we would be able to make this stuff. Okay, I see. So this one is, I may as well make both and kind of show them. Like I already have them in my saved thing, but it's good to kind of see what they are. So this one is really quite nice for the events because it's this big ball that does a bunch of damage to everything around it. Whereas this one it's a homing missile thing. So if we did Nebula first, then potentially Mage becomes a better option, right? So let's check this out real quick. So we're gonna put these on, and we're gonna put this on. So if I set that up and go over to the, if I go over to the solar one, let's see how this goes. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna have some spawning here. We're not in the greatest spot, but hey, you know what? I'm hyped for these weapons. I think these weapons are gonna work pretty well. I mean, we'll find out. But yeah, this little guy right here, that's the nasty ones. You don't want to deal with those at all. As it turns out, our little Orby boy is quite good, and that is considered flying. That sucks. Okay, so it's good to know that being on the water is considered flying for the little dragon guys. Not great. Oh my goodness, these guys do so much damage. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. But so does this weapon. Oh my goodness. So I think we got the key here. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit up the Lunatic Cultist, go from there to the Nebula Pillar, go from the Nebula Pillar straight to the solar. Because if we get the solar done, which, oh my goodness, that would do so much damage. I'm gonna have to be so careful though, because those guys do so much damage when you're flying. So if we go there to here, and then from here we just kind of crush everything, I think that'll work. But it's going to mean that we're going to have to be really careful where the solar pillar spawns. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do quickly is go set up what I would consider my Moonlord Arena, and then do it justice where I'm able to run back and forth, make sure that's all going to work. And then from there, I'm going to clear out the pillars, and we'll do a faux Moonlord fight and see if this is even possible. So as you can see, I literally just made a giant platform, which goes from one side to the other. And I think I might end up needing a little bit more, but that was about 1,000 platforms. So that will give me a pretty good idea of whether or not I should build a bigger one. So now I'm going to go clear out the rest of these pillars. We're going to do that in the easy fashion of, actually, you know what? I'm going to test it out with the melee stuff and see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna go clear these out real quick in God mode and get the boss to spawn, and we'll do a dry run on that. Okay, so we're about to kill this, which is gonna give us a little bit of a heads up on what we're doing here, right? So yeah, we got these to kill. Then it's gonna spawn him, so we're gonna head back. I need to make sure I have the correct gear on. I need to make sure that I've got God mode off. I'm going to hit whatever buffs that I have and then do this with the Daybreak. So the Daybreak is kind of our, you know what, this is what we're using. So that's kind of the setup we're going to have. But now we wait. All right, here we go. So we want to get slightly ahead of him. And we are using the Daybreak, but so far damage doesn't feel enormous. But that just seems to be kind of how it is. He's going to do his laser beam soon, which is our cue to go back over. And then that's the rotation. This is basically the entire fight, minus some extra dodging that we have to do in here and there. As you can tell, it's not that bad. I mean, it is a difficult fight if you don't know the timing. Oof, yeah, getting a little close on that. Don't like that one bit. But what I will say is we have the Rod of Discord on our hardcore characters, so that's a nifty little thing to keep in mind, because we can just use that to overcome the laser beams. And then when it comes to the platform, I started basically on one side of the huge platform I made, and it looks like it's enough. The platform is so far good enough for us. I think damage-wise, we're looking at the eyeball being the top one being the main thing that we're gonna have to look at. Like, I just broke this hand, which isn't ideal because that actually brings out some of those little floaty eyes. You see the one right in front of the boss at the moment. So the main eyeball up there has to be kind of the thing we focus on, which isn't bad, you know. It does mean that I'm eventually gonna also kill this hand, which is not the best, because the hand itself is kind kind of in our way a lot of the time. Oof, got hit there. We can pop a potion. And remember, we'll have better potions for this, so that'll be nice. That's one thing I got to make sure I craft before going into the fight. Oh, and there's that extra laser, which again, we have the Rod of Discord, so we can try to avoid those. But ideally, we're not breaking the hands before the head anyways, which is the cause of that, which is how you get those extra laser beams, which is not great. So we're trying to outrun everything here. Oh, oof, get real close on that. I really don't want to have to deal with that that I-beam, the extra one. So I'm just resetting back to this side and keeping our momentum going on this side of our platform here. Give a second on a heal. Crap. So we're definitely getting hit by that, which sucks. And I've ran out of platform. A good way to reset my flying is using the mount. But we're going to die. Okay, so I think I've learned a bit there. And I think I could honestly do a bit of adjusting for that. But I'm pretty confident. I feel like I could just now come in here and do attempts over and over and over again. But I think it's time to finally switch back over to the hardcore character and kill the Lunatic Cultist, because he's a bit of a pushover, as we learned in the last episode. So that's where we're going. Okay, I'm feeling pretty confident about this, though it is in the middle of nighttime. But I've been able to practice a bit on this fight, and like I said, I'm feeling quite confident. So we're just going to go ahead and get it started. We're going to get rid of this. Let the boss do his thing. Although, if I could do this, that would also be great. I need to make sure that I'm capable of staying kind of further to the right here, more than anything. And the reason why is because I really need to stay in a spot where I'm not spawning. Oh crap, I spawned the wrong thing. Do I back out? I think maybe I do. Yeah, I think we do. We're gonna go ahead and go back. Ugh, that really sucked. All right, so the way that we do this, because he can't spawn over here, is we quickly switch. Now what happened there, the reason why you saw that I had to back out of that fight was because I hit the wrong version of the boss, right? So that was bad. Also, middle of the night, as it turns out, bad time to do the fight, and I just thought about that because so many things are spawning in that moment, such as the zombies, and I was trying to say I wanted to stay towards the right of my arena because I didn't want to spawn any gastropods from the howlode, which is just to the left. So as you can see, it's a little bit more complicated to do that. Did I have the right accessories on too? Yeah, you know, I don't think that I actually want these cuffs. That's a thing. Do I? But do I want the confusion or do I want the warm scarf? That's a tough one because like the chance to dodge an attack is really strong, but just a flat 17% damage reduction is also pretty good. I don't know. They're both pretty good. Ooh, that was a close one, wasn't it? I'm gonna just sit here, wait for the day to pass, and then it will respawn, and then I'm gonna go grab some extra buffs. I think I need a food buff. I'm gonna need magic power, and I'm gonna need endurance. Oh, and also wrath. I honestly don't know if it's back yet. Oh, it's not. All right, that really sucks. I also forgot to pick up the wrath potion, right? Because I have the magic power and endurance. Okay, I'm missing the wrath. All right, that's fine. So I actually don't even know if I have enough stuff to make another wrath potion. But at this point, we essentially have to wait an entire day in the game. As you can tell, that's gonna suck because he doesn't spawn until a day has passed, and that's not ideal, right? We're gonna double check over here. Yeah, that really sucks. All right, I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm just gonna skip more time. All right, it has respawned, and I've got a bunch of my buffs still. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So we're gonna hit with this. We're gonna hit with this. I want to do that. All right, I don't want to waste all my mana, so we're waiting. There we go. Let's try this again. All right, without getting absolutely wrecked. So we just want to keep doing our little circle as much as we can. He's gonna do his thing soon, so I'm gonna give him a second. Which one is it? It's that one. So you can tell, and I said this in the previous episode, you can tell because it's on his hood. That's how you know which one is which. Oh, he's teleported in a perfect spot for that. That was beautiful. All right, he's gonna do his thing soon, so we gotta kind of let him power up for it. Okay, wait. That one again. Oof, taking some hits I don't want to be taking. Oh, I hate this one. Hey, at least the, you know what? I'm gonna go down. We have 2 seconds on a heal. Weesh, I don't like that. All right, we killed him. And that means the pillar has officially started. We got our manipulator. So where are our pillars? One right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. All right, well, oh, you know what I just realized? I had accidentally set my spawn point. Oh no, okay, good. I had gone back here and fixed it. I had been skipping time over in the Hallowed, but I guess when I came and got my buffs, I remembered to do that. All right, that worked out really well. Now what we need to do, man, my heart is like pumping really hard. You know, just crazy. All right, so now what we need to do is first put this down because we've made it this far. This is, and I said this like, I don't know, 10 episodes ago. This is as far as I wanted to make it. If I can make it to this point, I would feel like, okay, I'm successful. Because, man, these pillars are such a pain in the butt. And I'm not even joking about that. They are very, very difficult. But look at all the bosses we have killed up until this point. We've gotten Duke, Golem, Plantera. We got a whatever it's called. I forgot the stupid name of the boat. The Twins, the Destroyer, a Wall of Flesh. We got the Eater of Worlds, Skeletron Prime, Plantera, Queen Slime, Lunatic Cultist, everything. I mean, basically everything. Minus the what's her face? I'm just like, my adrenaline is pumping so hard that my brain isn't working. The Empress of Light, we haven't done her. And I think that was probably a good choice because with the build that we currently have, unless we wanted to go specifically with a I'm going to blow everything up build, which would honestly require us to do a, where do I want to put this? Probably just up here. Well, no, because it's kind of in a weird spot. Do I want to put it here? Let's do it here. If I wanted to go with a summoner build using the Terror Prism, I think that would probably be quite good. But you have to get the Terror Prism, and that's just, at that point in the game, you've already invested so much time. What's the point? You know what I mean? All right, so here's the deal. Solar Pillar, terrible spot. That is right where my nurse is, and I actually do really want the nurse. So we're going to skip the Solar Pillar. The Stardust Pillar, again, we're going to skip that one. Vortex Pillar, that's a big skip. No, we have to go all the way over here. In not a great spot to fight, gonna be honest, to do the Nebula Pillar, which is gonna get us our mage weapons, which we found out earlier in this episode. Then that is gonna allow me to go and defeat the solar one. And from there, we should be pretty good, actually. I can't wait. But I have a feeling I'm gonna die.